The content and opinions shared on Talking Random Bitch are intended for entertainment and informational purposes. They reflect the personal views of the host and guests and do not constitute professional advice or represent any affiliated organization.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.
Big cuz. Yeah, you know how I feel about them one, cuz. You know how I feel about them one, cuz. Cuz I think we could have had that one in the 90s. I think that one would have rolled in the 90s.
It would have.
I think that would have been in the streets of 96. Or that last good one. I think that one would have been right on time. That good. Welcome back to Barbershop Talking Random-ish. I am your master barber, Enrique Entario.
And again, was it necessary? You gonna get that in. You gonna roll that R.
Roll it, you know.
Roll that R.
You know, go. My made it was her thing to give me these Mexican names, these Spanish names, and I got to roll. I gotta, support my people.
You gotta represent.
My people ish. I gotta represent. I gotta know how to roll that off. Welcome back to Talking Random Bitch. Got y'all here. Pastor Shay Shay is in the building with us this evening, co-hosting, doing her thizzle, and we have Mayor candidate Sharon Miller in the building. And when we left off, I wanted you to explain why the fifth candidate is important to you. Because when you say it, you kind of light up when you say that. Why is that important to you?
I light up because of the probability of my candidacy rising from the bottom to the top. For those that believe in the value of numbers, the number 5 means new beginnings, new height, new perspective, new horizons. I am very confident that I have the skill set to lead this city to new horizons under my mayorship with all of the skills that I bring to the table, not just as clergy. If a crisis happens, I can stand knowing very distinctly what that means to represent this city. From administrative level, I can hold our weight down the middle with a solid level of administration to govern, to be an influencer. I only want to see our commissioners be able to make strong political decisions that will help our citizens. I believe I can be a game changer to influence. You can't make anyone do anything, but you can be and you can have such a presence and work ethic and proof that they'll say, hey, I believe in this mayor. Let's do the right thing. It's a dark world, this whole political thing. But I want to be a game changer because we don't know how many new commissioners we're going to have. Some will remain as old, but I hope that I'll be able to be an influencer to help move our city forward. And that'll be a great testimony to rise to the top. That I may have come in last for qualifying, but I won the race. And so I believe in myself. I believe that someone said that big rewards come with risk. And I don't want people to take their vote as a risk. I want them to know who I am and believe in this platform. But for those who don't gamble, if you gamble, bet on me. But if you're a person of faith and spiritual, I just hope that your heart will be your compass to see Sharon Miller is the candidate that can move this city forward. So that's why you see me light up when I say, I'm the fifth candidate. But I hope I'm rising to the top as you make this very serious decision.
So, can you talk to us about your first 100 days? What are the things that you plan to implement and move on first while in office? What would that look like for your office, and what would that look like for the first 100 days? What would that look like for your office, and what would it look like for the citizens of Athens, Clarke County?
The first 100 days is that I hope that I would be able to engage our citizenry. That's a part of my style, to be able to use the first 30 days as a time of engagement. I have written to all our businesses, and I have promised our business community that I want to lessen the barriers that they may face. And whatever our IT and our technology systems are in place, I want to make sure that there is a grid that they have to my office, so that I may be able to distinctly understand what their challenges are, what the barriers might be, because it's the mayor that sets the agenda. That's the influence that the mayor have. I can set the agenda. Hopefully I can influence the commissioners to do the right thing. So I want to make my first 100 days days where I make connection with community. Secondly, I want to trust that somebody will give me some space. We might be over here. I don't know. We might be here, where I can strategically meet with citizens from every portion of our city, the east side, the west side, the north side, the rural side, to be able to meet with them. I already have the calendar ready. I think my first time comes up in October as mayor-elect, that I want to meet with citizens and have for them the opportunity to come see the mayor and share with me their particular need. Everybody's not going to come downtown, but I want to be able to build that transitional linkages to meet with the constituency to hear what their concerns might be. Thirdly, I want to be able to coach and nurture those new commissioners, and we'll all be training together, I'm sure. Somebody said, "You've never been in this seat before." Nobody has ever been a mayor until they are the mayor. Being a mayor comes by being a mayor. So as we're all learning together, I want to be able to draw back all those training skills that I've given my staff over the years, at the coaching of that, so that when we are public, we can make sound decisions and not waste time. When it's time for us to meet, let's take care of business, let's do our thing. So a time of meet and greet, extensioning to find out and meet every department head, and to be able to see what our staffing is. I'm concerned about that. I don't know the names with the face. I need to put faces with names and be able to do a thorough examination of what we have. Get with the city managers, because the city manager is the one that runs the staffing, and be able to make all those balls juggle in a way that's effective. First 100 days.
So from your observation as a citizen in the research that you've done as potential mayor, what training do you see that the commissioners would benefit from, thus the community benefiting from?
Certainly leadership development. Certainly we need to have a reset on trust and accountability. Certainly we need to make sure that we are not wasting the taxpayers' resources, and that we are making decisions not based on the power play of the districts, but we are making decisions that's best for the residents. Now, I saw that last night on the last commissioner meeting. I saw the play. I saw some of the commissioners having made some decisions as it relates to land use and some of the SWAT's monies, and they're redefining some of the zonings from commercial to neighborhoods. I saw the play. I saw that some wanted the pavements and bikes and the security of that, where other districts did not get any of the money. where they need sidewalks and pavements and all the things that the other district needs to be able to say their community is safe, their neighborhood is safe too. I want to be a mayor to superintend to make sure that all of our districts, through that special TAD, gets equal opportunities to develop our communities. That's some of the things that I want to see done.
So what methods of accountability would you incorporate regarding the commissioners? How do you plan to hold them accountable?
One of the first things I would do is that I'll check with our charter. I'll check with the charter to see what latitude I have. I can't make any decisions from this level, but I'll do all my investigation, get with the city managers. What happens if this happens? What happens if that happens? What latitude do I have? What influence do I have? Ultimately, it's the voters. That if our commissioners or myself, we're not doing what we're supposed to do, it's those same voters that can vote us out. So I'll be able to see what those levels of latitude and boundaries are once I get in the seat.
You were talking about, in your first 90 days, meeting with specific populations of the community, and you talked about business owners and the barriers that they face. What barriers have you been able to identify that they're currently facing?
Small business owners are faced with high entry membership to our Athens Chambers of Commerce. They need to be a part of that network so that they may have the opportunity to network. But if the entry fee is $500, most of our small business people don't have an extra $500 around. Now I can come in and I can satisfy the difference of that gap through some external funding for sure, or look at that budget and see what we can do. But I want to lessen those type of barriers to give our small business owner just the opportunity, because some of the business owners that I know who are part of the Chambers of Commerce have gotten other jobs just by being in the room. And I want that to be accessible to women, to our Black owners, to our Asian owners, to our white owners, for equal opportunity and access. Yeah.
Homelessness is a problem in the city. There's not enough facilities for housing. There's not enough programs for rehabilitation. What is your plan to help the community? Now we know we can't help them all. There's some that's where they want to be, but there are some people that are on dire needs, and they need some things. They want some things. They want to. What is your plan for those?
Well, one of the first things that I would respectively do, as I was campaigning the other day, a homeless person come up, I introduced myself. What is your name? My name is Adrian. Why aren't you housed? I don't want to be housed. I want to live out on these streets with my dog. I respected that position, but she left me with this thought that I am going to create an initiative for Adrian's ideas. She said, I got some ideas of how we can solve our homeless situation. Being able to identify with the homeless and what they're going through is a real deal. One of the things that I want to do is look at blighted buildings and structures that are already here. I want to get with the landlord and whoever needs to be the extension to find out for me what's going on with that building. Can we use that building as an opportunity and platform to create temporarily or even permanent housing for our homeless people? I have on my calendar to meet with staffing from Advantage Behavior next week. I asked for the meeting so that I can ascertain what's going on. How do you operate? What do you need? One of the things that was alarming to me when I talked to the homeless population down on the block is that they said, it's only 34 of us that can go in here at North Avenue. But those persons who go to Advantage must have a mental health diagnosis. Well, I thought that was pretty I cannot speak to biasness because I don't know the background. But if we need to have an advantage behavior too somewhere in our city, or look for other opportunities for other mental health social services and wraparound services, then I will incorporate that. I met 2 service providers from Hope, Atlanta. They also do things in our city for the homeless. There may be opportunity to bring in other extended homeless providers and extend our availability to the homeless. I must look at that as a solution. Now, when I pastored Greater Bethel AME Church, I was the co-official chair of the Bethel Homes. That came with the package. Okay, they have a single dwelling property adjacent to that church. Okay, that is private property. It is owned by, indeed, by the AME Church. Now, once I become mayor, it gives me the platform because I'm a part of that entity for 20 years. I know the ins and outs and how it works. To see if there could be a possibility to turn that blighted building into something that will be helpful, but include something for our housing population. So I'm thinking, I'm analyzing all the time, but my hands are tied until I get in the seat. But it is a major concern to me. And I will probably be all around the state looking at other models of how we are addressing homelessness and bring those things to back for implementation. I must address it.
You were talking earlier about the commissioners and your role to try to be an influencer.
Yes, sir.
What is your plan to build the relationships with the commissioners? And especially the ones that may not support you. What would be your plan to make sure that even though they may not support them, but y'all are in communication because they still have constituents in their jurisdiction? So what are your plans to build relationships with the commission?
My commitment as mayor must be to all people. I've got to serve everybody, even those who do not vote for me or like me. I have always understood how to, and that we must build relationship for those who are on the other side, for the greater good. But I would engage them. I would meet, and I would be present. I think the mayor has to be present, and you can't do everything. But if you can show your citizens measured outcomes, that you are making good effort on your word, I think it'll build trust even for those who don't like you. So I think I would still live out my style as an approachable personality and engage people, where they are.
Approachability. What does that mean?
Approachability is, it means that there's a welcoming disposition about you. People feel good about your presence, that they trust that they can talk to you. I bring that to my candidacy. That's always been my style. And I believe people see that. That's not fake. People see that because of the trust. And I'll have boundaries, but I'll let people know that I'm approachable, and that they can talk to me.
So what makes you different? I've heard Rick has interviewed almost all the candidates, correct?
Yes. First I had Dexter Fisher, then I had Dr. Lakeisha, then I had Tim, now Sharon, and the goal is to get Myra. I can't pronounce her last name.
Even with that, there've been multiple town hall meetings, and a lot of that made available online so that citizens could engage on multiple levels. And across the board, many, if not all, the candidates share the same concerns for Athens. They're very similar platforms across all the candidates for mayor. What makes you different than the other candidates?
My track record makes me different. My track record for change, my track record for having nothing and creating a successful outcome. My track record of being the CEO of organization. Their basic budget was $9,000 when I met them. 9 months later, $53,000. 9 months from that, over $100,000. Look, I've had measurable proof that I can take little or nothing and create a positive outcome. Every place I've been, I have left it better than I found it. I got confidence on that. I bet on me that I am the candidate to lead our city.
Well, regarding the platform, since you all have very similar platforms and very similar positions on these issues, what makes your position different when there's so much overlap?
Well, I think that all of our platforms are specific to what's going on in Athens. And that's why we agree on that. But what happens is, what outcome are we going to have? If there was not a need for those platforms, we would not be talking about those platforms. You would lose the race if you talk about something that is not specific to the needs of our constituents. So those needs are pertinent to our citizens, regardless of who's running. But the outcome of how we're going to engage those is still left up and to be seen. And the citizens is going to have to make a hard decision as to who will be the one they can trust to make something happen for the greater good of our citizens.
The young people. Everybody ain't going to college. Everybody don't want to go to college. Everybody can't go to college.
Right. They're not.
But in so many places, a lot of these trades have been taken away from the kids. The accessibility has been taken away, especially because when we came through high school, we had auto mechanics class, we had the different trade classes and da-da-da-da-da. And a lot of that has been taken away from the schools due to budget cuts and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Every kid ain't going to college. Every kid can't go to college. What is your goal, or how are you going to show these kids and let these kids know that there's another way to make it a six-figure, become millionaires? Because there's trades out here. There's the plumbing trade. There's different trades, different avenues to make money. But all the commercials are showing, a lot of people are talking college. When I say college, I'm talking about 4-year institutions.
Yes.
That's not for everyone.
Right.
How do you get kids more to look at trade schools and get them involved in learning different trades? And what is your plan to engage the kids to see that there's another way?
Probably the promotion of Athens Tech, to promote Athens Tech as strong as we do our other institutions. Athens Tech is not a sub to our major institution. So we have to give more promotion to the workforce and those kinds of practicums, and create some type of entrepreneur hub for our young people to tap into for their own creativity. I want to implement, and I went to speak to our interim superintendent about my interest in implementing for our younger children, because the sooner they learn about finances and the management of finances, the greatest tool is being able to have money management. I want to implement in partnership with a great author who wrote a great book for kids ages 8 to 12. And I'll announce that initiative when I get in, because I feel that the sooner we can help influence our young children, the better that next generation will be. But for those who are already 10th, 11th graders now, we have to have mentorship that can help spur them in the right way. And so I'll certainly be able to want to have youth summits. And we have, let me say this, we have extraordinary, gifted people in Athens.
Absolutely.
And they have to be tapped into and their strength, lifted. I want to be a mayor to be able to know, I don't have all the answers, but there are people in community who are skillful, and they too can make a difference. So I'll support that kind of platform and develop that for the greater good of our young people.
There is a clear, I call it the Great Divide, between Athens Clarke County citizens and the University of Georgia. There's a great divide. And as time has gone on, that divide has gotten wider and wider. Do you have plans to reconcile that divide, and if so, how?
That divide is historic. It might be for some a sacred cow, but in addressing the divide, I would, in one of the debates, someone asked that question, are you going to storm over to UGA and tell the president what to do? I said, no. The president can't do any more than the Board of Regents allows. So I said in that forum that I would bring with me trusted community leaders to intelligently be able to craft what our needs might be to address some of the divides. And we have to do it at the Board of Regents level, not the president, to be able to articulate some of those divides. I am quite aware that our current mayor has probably influenced the divide in a greater level, and there is need for restoration. I concur. I want to implement an initiative that helps our young Black athletes from the University of Georgia not to become the featured story on the front page for the occurrence of offenses and potential stealing and racing down our streets. But I need, and I will implement, I need a liaison who can represent the mayor's office on my behalf to get to those young people for engagement. We'll craft it up to be able to let them know that they're safe outside the cocoon of UGA if they will trust us. I'm not talking to the faith community. I'm not talking about a nice photo op. I'm talking about being a facilitator to help our young Black athletes understand what real time they're in Athens, Georgia. And we don't want them to be used as pawns for their athletic ability. But I want to, if I'm elected, I bring to the mayorship, I'm female. So that mother who releases that child to us for those 4 years can have access to my office and say, we got them, okay? But they also understand that there are boundaries and there are things that we will not allow in our city. because we want their reputation to be safe. And we don't want any of our young athletes going home before that scholarship is used. So you got to understand the racial undertone of systems, but be able to handle the challenges through dialogue and corporate-private partnership in a way that's effective for our community. So I'm going to need my leaders, my community leaders, to assist me in the process of engagement to make a difference, to bring that divide a little closer.
What would you say are some of the major contributors to that divide?
Oh, it's historic. It's historic. It's linked to zoning. It's linked to a pattern of racial disparity. Linningtown and other issues historically. But those issues are not issues to cause us to be us against them. But we must find a platform to make it more about us, us, not us, them and us, but gotta have a unifier. I want to be that unifier. I'm from Birmingham, one of the most racially charged, divided city in the nation. So I bring the history of the pain of what institutional racism looks like. But you have to have a sophisticated model to address for some solutions. I think, and I know, I trust that I am that one to get that done.
An issue that is near and dear to my wife's heart: animal rescue and shelters. What is your plan?
I too am a feline parent. Shout out to all feline parents. Listen, I put that on there because I'm a feline parent. And I put that on there secondly because that is a highly charged interest in Athens, Clark County. I don't want more money going to our animal shelter than our homeless shelter. So I have to have balance. But I want to have a summit and a discussion with those who care for our feline and our pets, and be able to engage ways that we can better rescue our furry friends and find out what we can do. I don't know, but that's one of the initiatives that I want to institute. I want to open up the gate for dialogue. I don't even know if any mayor have ever addressed it, but I want to address what their needs might be and find ways to help our friends in the animal zone.
What is money? You can't, nobody can run a program without money. But we also know that money is used to control.
Yes.
How would you let the people know that money is not a controller of you, and how you would run your administration?
Transparency. My question will always be to the formation government. Are the residents aware of this initiative? One of the things that I'm most frustrated about is looking at our government and their meetings. They should get an award for moratorium. They should get the award for let's cancel that till next meeting. I want to be able to facilitate an agenda that we can it can be foolproof, that we are making measurable outcomes every time we convene. Accountability, transparency. What I know, as much as the law say I can know and share with the residents, I want them to know. I don't want them to be an addendum to the agenda. I want the residents to be high on the list of the exchange. Now that goes with me getting with the city manager who controls the day-to-day operations and the attorney. And then I stand the mayor between that side and the commissioners. But I will lead with transparency. People know that because of the ethical style of my profession. I will lead with that. I must, to restore credibility to our commissioners. It's been lost, but I want to be one to help restore it. Transparency, number one goal.
So with that being said, do you think that that the people need more governmental oversight? Or is it that those in office need more governmental oversight?
Yeah, I think those who lead need to make sure that our practices and policies and polity is meeting the standard in a way that's just right. Our politics and our policies from the highest level of our government, it's just a mess. And our city deserves a mayor who will lead with credibility. I'm going to hold that formation in high regards for accountability. We're not going to blame the citizens. We're going to do what's right. It may cost me some more gray hair. It may cost me some sleepless nights, but I'm going to lead with accountability and transparency.
But how does one maintain that balance? Because we know that all things in life, there's a give and take, right? So, you talk about a moral compass, which I firmly believe in, but I also know that morality is relevant from person to person, right? So, what is that give and take? When you have to take from one to give to the other to maintain a perceived balance. How is that justifiable? And how is that? Because one will lend to credibility, and one will decrease credibility. So how does one maintain that balance with the people? And is that possible?
I think it's possible. That balance is communication. If you communicate with people, people will understand. When you can't do something, if you communicate clearly what your efforts are, people may not like it. But one thing they'll say about Sharon Miller candidacy and mayorship is that we might not always like her move. We didn't like her move all the time. But one thing about it, she always communicated. And we understood, even when we couldn't get our way, we understood because she said she was going to come back. You can communicate and then build credibility on those things that may not reach the goal just yet. People will trust you. I bet on it.
Pretty much the last question I have for you. Why, when the polls open up, should they vote for Sharon Miller?
Say again.
When the polls open up in May, why should you become the new mayor of Athens, Clark County?
Because my candidacy is framed for success. Hands down. I trust my leadership skills. I trust what I bring to the table. I trust with a proven record that I can help move Athens forward. I have a new perspective. I have a new set of eyes to old problems. I've said it at every forum I've been in. Nobody's in my pocket. I don't have any group or organization assigned with any hidden favors. Therefore, I can lead with a laser-focused commitment to the citizens of Athens, hands down. That's why they should vote for me for such a time as this. I'm the right person to lead our city forward. And that's all I want to do. I want to come in my administration. I want to help those weak parts of our infrastructure, not just physically, but metaphorically. And I want to leave it ready for the next mayor to be able to move our city strategically forward. That's all my assignment. That's what I am. I believe for this time is what I'm to do. That's why they should trust Sharon Miller to be the next mayor against all odds. Some people say, let's deal with the elephant in the room. Why don't you have $100,000 in your coffers? I know about raising money. I had to raise money for the survival of 20 years. I know what raising money is, but I'd rather have your vote, because your vote is going to be the thing that affect change for you, for me, for us. Give me that opportunity to make that difference. I won't sell our city out. I won't do anything to put our city at risk. I'll ask questions before I make a move. I'll research it and research it again. I'll guard this city with such professional care that I'll move us forward. I bet on me. I bet $1 million on myself that I am the mayor for such a time as this. That's why when you go May 19th, vote for me. Because my motto is I aim to work for and with the citizens of Athens.
Where can they, if they want to contribute to your platform?
It's on my page. I'm glad to tell you that part, right?
Please let them know.
Hey, it's on my platform. It's Zelle. Just scan the QR code. And everything about the linkages of your financial institution, if you're not Zelle, we'll give you instructions. And everything else of how to give for our senior citizens who may not be savvy. There's a P.O. box for you to send your gifts to. And I thank you for your contributions.
Do me a favor, give out that information. Give it out.
Okay, we'll do. Committee for Sharon Miller for mayor, P.O. Box 5033, Athens, Georgia 30604. And of course, the committee for Sharon Miller, Zelle. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for having me tonight. I hope it's been helpful to our citizens to learn more about me.
Yes, I think it has been. Because I think it has been helpful for the people to hear your voice and to see who you are and get to know the other candidate.
Yes.
I think it's very important. I also think it's important to get Myra in here so that my community can get the information that they need so they can make the best vote for the city. When is the next debate?
The next debates are coming fast. Let me interject. Also, you can reach me at SharonMillerForMayor@gmail.com. The next debate is rapidly coming up on March 26th, Thursday, at from 6 to 9. The Delta Sigma Theta Organization Inc. will be hosting at the Athens Public Library. Okay. Individually, that I'm aware of, we have one coming up April 6th at at the chapel at UGA. All of us will be there. I've agreed to be there for that particular exchange. There are others currently being planned, but the dates and agenda for all of us to agree have not been sealed yet. So they are rapidly coming up. And then our big one, environmental and energy, will be April 28th. Family Connection is hosted, and the location is yet to be disclosed.
Okay. After the 100-day mark, is it possible, if and when you become the next mayor, to get you back in the barbershop?
It would be my honor. It would be my pleasure to make that a top priority.
And I will make sure all the barbers are present so you can get the full experience.
Okay. Maybe they can give me a little tit fade.
Yes, sir.
Tit fade.
Well, I thank you for coming.
I'm honored.
I thank you for being here. And like I say, I hate that we weren't able to do it when it was first planned.
It's okay.
But God's time.
God's timing.
So we're gonna get ready to get on up out of here and find a little thing here that I said. We old. Well, I'm old since I'm the only one.
You're the oldest.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But you ain't far behind.
Oh, I am, though. I'm the baby.
Yeah. I thought April.
No.
I thought Sam. We thought Sam
No.
them with the baby.
No. September, December, January, February, April,
Yeah.
May.
May. Yeah. Yes, you are the baby. Boss.
Am I bossy or do I have leadership skills?
Leadership skill.
It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective. Tell them where they can find you, baby.
Oh, you all can find me at PerdetaBush.com. That's where you can find my consulting services as well as my coaching services.
And what are those services? What do you do with those services?
So PLB Consulting is a boutique consulting agency. We work specifically consulting with higher ed institutions on leadership development and also accountability practices. With my coaching, I work with women who are in transition as far as my coaching is concerned.
Okay, and they can find out all that information
at Perdeta Bush. So that's P as in Peter, E-R, D as in David, E, T as in Tom, A, Bush, B-U-S-H, @g.com. So PerdetaBush.com.
Well, I thank you for sitting in for your brothers.
Well, you know, I try my best.
You know,
I try my best. It's a hard job.
Yes. We might make a pretty good team.
It's been a long journey.
Yes.
Oh, I think you and I, you need on this show what you've always needed.
Yes.
A handler.
Oh.
You need a handler. You need somebody kind of bring you in a little bit. I think we play well.
Yes, we do.
Together. We've always played well together.
Yes, we
even when we were little kids.
Yes,
we played well together.
Yes.
But somebody, you know.
I think you were running us in.
Again. I'm endowed with leadership skills.
Yes.
Where would you be?
I might have been the pastor, but I don't think I was running the church.
No. That's a whole other show. That's a whole other show. That's the pastor really running the church. That's another discussion.
Oh boy.
Amen. But I thank you, and anytime, you know that.
Yeah.
Anytime.
It was fun. I'm glad to be back on my 1 year anniversary, my 1 year return to Athens.
Amen. Athens has been a better place since you've been.
Oh, you're so sweet. See, he's charming. See, that's part of the problem. that's probably the main problem. That he's charming. Yeah. See, that really don't work on me. You know.
But
That's how he got that one over there.
It's from the heart. It's from the heart. Lord have mercy. This game called life is a series of moments.
Am I gonna read this?
No, you go.
Oh, sorry. It's this your job.
No protocol.
Let me submit.
Woo. That's a whole nother conversation in itself. We can get to that one. We gonna take two. Larry. This game called life is a series of moments. The past is just that. The past. Learn from it and be thankful for it. The future, prepare for it. It's coming. Let's get to the next one. The present. It is a gift. Enjoy the journey. Take pictures. But most importantly, thank God. Shay.
This is by request of Enrique and Tario King.
Yes.
Phenomenal Woman by Maya Angelou. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I try to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arm, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please. And to a man, the fellows stand or they fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me like a hive of honeybees. And I say, it's the fire in my eyes, it's the flash in my teeth. It's a swing of my waist, it's a joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they still can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to tell them and show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me.
Thank you. I want to thank all the phenomenal women that has made this possible here today. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for everything that y'all have done. Thank you for today. And thank y'all for tomorrow. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. It's time to clean the clippers, sweep the floors. We're not going to be here next week. So I guess I got the bathroom. In the words of Rita Lawson's son, Odabo Jack, the shop is closed.
We're talking randomly. Talking random. We're talking randomly. Talking random.